Got to get back on that winning track. LeBron James has scored 30 or more points in 10 of his last 13 games, including 4 in a row. Unfortunately, all 4 of those Laker losses. Back to the interview room. LeBron is talking with Nikki and the media.
LeBron, I know you've expressed frustration at inability to develop chemistry during this stretch, but during that fourth quarter run, did you see things that you can build upon moving forward?
Yeah, we had a lineup in there that just played hard, played fast, covered for one another, and we shared the ball and was able to knock down some shots. You know, it definitely helps, you know, when you can kind of get the defense there and keep them off balance a little bit by making some shots. We weren't able to do that in the third quarter, and that's why they jumped onto that lead.
You had Stanley on a 10-day contract. You get Malik back. What did those guys provide for you in terms of energy tonight?
You just said it, energy and effort. And, you know, I thought Stanley was phenomenal today, just taking the challenge on James. And obviously James did what he does, but I think he just took the challenge. And then for Malik being out the week and a half or 2 weeks, didn't like he missed a beat. So we definitely needed that.
Hey, LeBron. Merry Christmas, first of all.
Merry Christmas to all of you.
What's the disconnect like over these last 4 games as you've been able to play very well, especially offensively, and the team hasn't been able to win or to muster enough to get there? I guess, how are you processing those kind of separate things?
I don't really care about the way I play if it comes in a loss. You know, when I'm on the floor, I'm just trying to do my part and more. Hold myself accountable, hold my teammates accountable when I'm on the floor, and that's all I can ask for myself.
LeBron, you've dealt with a lot over your 19,000 years in the NBA. Well, you know what I mean. How are you processing this? How are you dealing with this, all that's going on? 5-game losing streak now, guys in and out of the lineup, no coach, different voice. How is this something for you to deal with at this stage?
You just take every day and find the ways that you get better every single day. If it's a game, if it's a practice, if it's a film session, if it's an off day, you know, I don't take my mind too much away from the game. You know, obviously, you know, even this morning, you know, Merry Christmas to all y'all families and things of that nature, and it was phenomenal to see, you know, be with my kids and seeing them opening their gifts and having a great time. And at the same time, I had the game on the TV. So my mind is always in tune with what's going on. My mind was thinking about, you know, the Nets and prepping for the Nets. So, you know, I'm just a guy that just lives in the moment and, you know, don't care too much about you know, the past, because that's history, and just, you know, living today. Tomorrow's a mystery, so, you know, just got to live in the present.
LeBron, obviously Russ is bringing energy and wants to win, but when he kind of has a shooting night like he has tonight, what do you kind of see in that? What is sort of between him and the kind of performances that he wants to have for this team?
What are you asking? I don't quite understand your question.
I guess I mean, okay, Coach Fizz was just saying, you know, he's feeling a lot of pressure with guys out. Maybe my question is, do you see that as well, and do you see that affecting how he plays?
I think he had off shooting night. I mean, he missed so many shots around the rim that he's been accustomed to making throughout his career, throughout the season. Not worried about too much of that. You know, I think his decision-making was spectacular tonight. He had 11 assists. You know, he had 12 rebounds, 5 of them offensive. And we know we're not one of the better offensive rebounding teams in this league. So he gave us extra possessions. He just missed a lot of looks around the basket, which I know that he can't stand as well. But, you know, as far as the effort piece, a guy plays hard and a guy leaves it on the floor. We got no problem with that. Let's make him miss league.
LeBron, and similar to what Dan was asking you, but Fizz said, you know, he hates these performances that you're putting out on a nightly basis are being wasted on losses. Malik just said, you know, that the rest of the team hates it as much as anyone else. Is there any frustration on your part that you're doing all this, right? Like you've been able to do so much on a nightly basis throughout this stretch, and that it's not enough for the group?
I mean, it is what it is. You know, I go back and watch the film and see if there was ways and opportunities I could have been, you know, a step sooner or a step, you know, faster to a loose ball or to a rebound, or, you know, had a couple of turnovers tonight. If it was an opportunity, if I didn't have 3 turnovers, it maybe 1, because could we've been a lot better offensively. You know, so I mean, like I said, I try to do my part while I'm on the floor. You know, carry the load. You know, do a little bit of both sides, and just try to lead. You know, lead by example, and also lead with my voice. And you know, and it's been obviously been difficult throughout this stretch, but you know that won't stop me. I'm gonna continue to do what I've been doing.
Last 3.
LeBron, now that we're sort of a week into you playing center on a much more extended basis, I'm just curious physically how that's gone. Guys that sometimes talk about the extra sort of like leaning and banging and stuff like that. Have you felt any of that? And I guess, what have you liked about those lineups?
No, I don't feel anything. I've come out of over the last couple of weeks, you know, feeling pretty good besides stepping on Jay Crowder's foot the other day. But as far as me playing the 5 defensively or playing the 1 offensively, I feel great. I really do.
David, coming on Zoom.
Ron, Merry Christmas. To go philosophical on you, the fact that you guys were down 23, you made a game of it in the 4th. Is there any lesson there in terms of where you are at this stage of the season that you can still make a season out of it?
Well, I think I'm looking forward to watching the film tomorrow when we come in as a group, see why it went to 23 and see why we were able to get into it and get back into the game and tie the game over like 40-some seconds to go. So, you know, if there's reasons or ways that we cannot dig ourselves such a bad hole, then we don't have to come back from those moments. But it was good to just see the character. Melo brought us all together and said, listen, man, we need to go out and show some character. In the 4th quarter, I think when they went up 23. And we all responded. And we responded with a flurry. We just weren't able to get over the hump.
Last question, Claudia on Zoom.
LeBron, we obviously know that you love to win, and you hustled tonight. We saw a lot of the new guys actually trying to, help out. With everything that's going on through the short staff, how important is to have patience? How do you describe that word, patience?
Well, I'm not a very patient person, obviously, but you know, under the circumstances, obviously, without our head coach, excuse me, without our head coach, and you know, tonight we finally got a couple of our key guys back, but we're still missing a few. You just try to stay, you know, even keel, and obviously, this you know, losing streak is not something that none of us want, but. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you. Nobody's going to feel sorry for our record, or nobody's going to feel sorry for guys out, because everybody, you know, besides, I think, like Golden State and Phoenix, everybody has guys out, you know. So, you know, you just got to, you know, when you get your opportunity, you get your number called, just make the most of it, and go out and play our system. And it's even challenging for some of the new guys, because, you know, they haven't been in the system long enough to know exactly what we want to execute. But, you know, tonight they just played hard. DC came in, played extremely hard. Obviously, you know, Stanley came in, and then also Malik, even though he's been a part of our system, been out for 2 weeks. So it was just good to have that you know, that energy that we was able to give our fans, and our fans just give it back to us. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yep. Merry Christmas.
All right, more to